All right, hello. For our next video here, we're going to be looking at building some logarithmic tables and kind of, again, exploring this idea of logarithms a little bit more in depth. Okay, you'll want to have a calculator handy, not for this first exercise, but for the next couple exercises, it'll be helpful. And you'll, of course, want to have this paper or this document in front of you on a computer or something to follow along from your teacher. Okay, this is the student version of the Unbounded Lesson 10, Building Logarithmic Tables. Okay, so let's go into it here. It asks us to find the value of the following expressions without using a calculator. And, you know, what we've got is the what power or the log, and it's the same thing. Each question, it's just like, you know, all these are the same, just, you know, written as either the what power function or the log function. So we can answer either one of these. I'll just answer over here. Maybe we'll just kind of like make some rows here too. Okay, so for that very first one there, all right, we've got what power of 10 gives you 1,000? And what the answer to that? 3. Okay. And why don't you go ahead and try and fill in the rest of this table as best as you can with what you know about the powers of 10 and stuff. Okay. All right, so again, hopefully you pause the video and answer the questions. So log base 10 of 100 will be 2. Log base 10 of 10 is 1. Log base 10 of 1 is 0. Log base 10 of 1/10, remember that's the same thing as 10 to the negative 1, and so we get negative 1. And 1 over 100 is the same thing as 100 to the negative 1, which is the same thing as 10 to the negative 2. Whoops, not negative 10, just 10 to the negative 2 power there. So we get negative 2 here for our answer. Okay? So formulate a rule based on your results above. If k is an integer, then log base 10 of 10 to the k would equal what? So again, log base 10, so all these up here were log base 10, and it was 10 to the k. And all these things up here were powers of 10, right? So 10, if you want to think about it in the way we normally do too, is that, you know, 10 to what power gives you 10 to the k? Well, same base, and they're equal, so that means these two things have to be equal. So in other words, the answer here is just going to be k, general. Okay, and this is true even more generally speaking if you have log base b, we'll say, of b to the k, it's going to be k. And again, b's got to be greater than 0, and b is not equal to 1. Okay, but this is a general kind of true statement there. Okay, so if you had like log base 2 of 2 to the 5th, the answer would be 5. Or if you had log base 7 of 7 to the 100th, then the answer would be 100, and so on and so forth. Okay, so here's a situation right here where we have planet Earth, right? And we've got some stars, one that is this many miles away, and another star that is this many times farther away than the other star. Okay, so kind of interesting there. There's not really seem to be a question or anything like that, so we'll skip it and move on here to the exercises. So here in the exercise, it asks us to find 2 consecutive powers of 10. So powers of 10, by the way. So like consecutive powers would be like 10 to the 1 and 10 to the 2 or something like that. Okay, so that 30 is between them. So in other words, what powers of 10 is 30 between? Well, if we have 10 to the 0, that's 1. We have 10 to the 1, that's 10. We have 10 to the 2, that's 100. 10 to the 3 is 1,000, and so on and so forth. But if we look here, right, where would 30 be? 30 would be between these two. Okay, so 10 to the 1 is less than 30, is less than 10 to the 2. Something like that. Okay? Which we did, so right there, right there. Okay? From your result in exercise 1, from your result in exercise 1, log of 30 is between what two integers? So if you think about this, right, there's our powers of 10 that 30 is between. So if we take the log of everything, log base 10, I should say, log base 10 there. By the way, so this is, they didn't talk about this, but when you see a log by itself with no base written, right, you're like, what the heck, what's the base right there, right? When a log is written by itself like this is the exact same thing as saying log base 10 of 30. Okay, so understand there should be a base 10 there. Understood. Okay? So what is log base 10 of 1? Or 10 to the 1? It's 1. Okay, and so then we have our log of 30 that we're still trying to figure out, and then 2. So in other words, we don't know what log of 30 is. We know it's between 1 and 2 for sure. Okay, and number 3, we'll try and improve that estimate a little bit.